But my name is Chip Seagle. I'm retired. I retired back almost a year ago. It was May of last spring after I had a couple of health scares. You can see the stuff that the the things that they asked me to type in there. This particular session is about how we pass protected. We started doing this about 20 years ago. Now, it's not foolproof by any stretch, but like I like to tell people, football's a democratic game. And what I mean by that is the defense gets a vote every snap. This is a simple protection. It sometimes you'll have to bring in an extra blocker in one of your backs, which of course takes away from your route concepts. But I've used it with under center wing T. I used it in 2x2 spread. I used it in our base set that my system is based on, which is a 2x2, but with an attached H. The gun spread system that we used about the last 15, 16 years I was in. And I only gave it a cute name because somebody said you can't call it your offense. You got to have some kind of name if you're going to try to sell it. So that's what we did. But we're going to talk about how we pass protected. I'm going to go through the diagrams to the PowerPoint, and then also going to show you a few clips of it working. It's a partial slide. Let me go ahead and get started with the slide, with the slides on the slide. We called it Billy Ray. Billy to the left, Ray to the right. And it's not a full slide. Don't let that mislead you. Matter of fact, it's built completely to try to keep your running back off of a D lineman. Now, that being said, at some smaller school systems, some smaller schools, you may have that 200-pound running back who can match up with a defensive lineman. As a general rule, you don't want running backs on linemen. So the only time we would do full slides sometimes on our play action pass in the years that we had a really good running back or H that could get that defensive end. But we did this partial slide. And it's not really a slide where sometimes when you hear slide, people think you just slide over and you stay flat. That's not what we do. But what it meant is you're responsible for that gap. If it's Billy, wherever the slide begins, whether it be with the center or the backside guard, which if it's Billy would be the right guard, they're responsible for the gap to their left, and they're going to do their pass set. Now, you can do any pass set that you do on your drop back protection. I'll show you what we did. We did kind of a hybrid vertical pass set where I tell the center, you want to get one or two steps before you engage because he's going to be a little slower getting out of there because he's got to snap it. Our guards, about 3, and then our tackles, we wanted to try to get at 4. And there's a reason for that. We tried to delay the engagement. There's been a ton of military battles over the decades, the centuries, I mean to say, that were won because one side delayed the combat and until they got the favorable field that they wanted or until they wore out the other side. And what we mean by that is we want to back up as much as we can. We don't want to do that true vertical pass set that Leach did, where they just keep backing up. We want to back up, and they have all got rules about 2 for the center, 3 max for the guards, 4 for the tackles. And that way, if they're stunting, they're doing it all in front of us. We don't have to worry about switching and calling us, you, and here he comes, because you're seeing it happen in front of you by getting the heck out of there, getting back off the line of scrimmage. And that's has to do more with technique than the actual protection. But we had a saying, we said they can't beat you until they meet you. And what that meant was if we were on time with our quarterback and receivers, there was oftentimes the ball would be out about the time they were making contact. And it was so hard to sometimes teach these kids, to back up. Don't attack them. Let them attack you. And that's why a lot of linemen don't like pass protection because it's thought of as passive, but that gets into philosophy, and I won't do that to you right now. Here's the actual game of them, the same team you just saw doing the Billy. And I promise you, there is a Ray, I think. See? Billy, left, left, left. We did not like turning this much. We tried to keep our hips parallel to the line as long as possible and not turn until the last possible second. Now, you go back and look at our film, we didn't do it right more than half the time. But what we taught them to keep their hips parallel to the line on our drop back protection. The tackles would usually turn a little bit more because those guys would be rushing way out there on from the concession stand. All right. Look, running back does a good job. He steps up right here tight. That's a good job because it could have been this backer coming right here. So running back stepping up tight, eyeballing his gap. He doesn't get caught up inside, and he picks up the outside backer that's coming inside, or that was a safety. I don't know. This kid right here is going to come. See, that's another reason why you don't want to get inserted too early. All right, this is a Billy. Looking at it from the other side, looking at it from the bad side. Left A, left B, excuse me, left C or edge, left B, left A, right A. He's locked on the edge. On the edge defender, I should say. All right, watch the right tackle. This is a good job by their right tackle right here. He's got low hands, but watch him keep giving ground, delaying the engagement. Keep giving ground. Look, stay. And he stays inside. Keep giving ground. And he keeps his nose inside. Good job by the running back not getting up in there. Just took a step or two up and squatted and waited to see what happens. He doesn't want to get up in here and get caught between the guard and the tackle. Nothing comes. He's looking for work.